While a foreign power dismantles the Sharia system just to make some anti-Islamic Christians happy. We know that America has been sponsoring Zionist terrorism in Palestine and the genocide of Muslims. We are also ready to pay the price the Palestinians are paying if America should decide to come to Nigeria to dismantle Sharia. 5. We are calling on President Bola Tinubu to treat carefully. He should remember that he rose to power on the goodwill of Sharia-loving Muslim population of this country. 6. We also call on Muslim representatives in the Senate and the House of Representatives never to allow themselves to be used for the achievement of crooked objectives detrimental to the interests of those they represent. 7. We call on our governors and members of the respective houses of assemblies not to relent or give in on this matter. They must stand firm and ensure our freedoms in a sovereign Nigeria. We are also using this medium to appeal to our northern governors, especially the Sharia compliant states, to intensify efforts in protecting, safeguarding, and promoting the Sharia legal system in their respective states. 8. It is time for our traditional rulers to stand up and talk. The labor of our leaders past shall never be in vain. 9. Our ulama and imams must stand up and talk. Imams must convey our message of resistance on all pulpits. Sharia implementation is our religious right, which we are entitled to. We will never accept intervention on how to practice our religion from any quarter. 10. Finally, we call on all Muslims in Nigeria to be ready to defend our religion and the Sharia system, whatever it takes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
You won't need a car to travel. You won't need an aeroplane to travel. You will just say, I want to go to London. And you'll be in London. Either you believe it or not.
Sharia is embedded in Nigeria 1999 Constitution. And just so you understand why that 1999 Constitution is the foundation of all the problems facing Nigeria today, is the fact that the people didn't write the Constitution. The military wrote it, and they inserted Sharia into it. And an average Muslim would tell you that they did this simply because to factor in the influence of Islam in northern part of Nigeria. Sharia was mentioned 6 times in your constitution. Section 275(1) said there shall be established for any state that requires it a Sharia court of appeal for that state. This time around, it is not for northern Nigeria. It says for states that requires it. All it's going to take is just for people to have their people in the state house, and Sharia will come because constitutionally they say they could have Sharia court of appeal. Section 275(2) said the Sharia court of appeal of a state shall consist of listed them. Section 275(3) said the appointment of a person to the office of the Grand Qadi or Qadi of the Sharia court of appeal explained it. Sharia, Sharia, Sharia. The 4th time Sharia was also mentioned in your constitution is that section 2771. 277, subsection 1. The Sharia Court of Appeal of a state shall, in addition to such other jurisdiction as may be conferred upon it by the law of the state. That is where their status of assembly in Zamfara and the rest of them, that was the foundation in which they built the Sharia that kicked off the Boko Haram terrorism that we are witnessing now. I'm coming. He said, may be conferred upon it by the law of the state, exercise such appellate and supervisory jurisdiction in civil proceedings involving questions of Islamic personal laws, which the court is competent to decide in accordance with the provision of section 2 of this section, subsection 2 of this section. The fifth time Sharia is mentioned in your constitution is section 277, subsection 2. So, list the specific areas of Islamic personal law, marriage, divorce, inheritance, etc., over which the Sharia Court of Appeal has jurisdiction. The last time, the last part where the 1999 Constitution also said something about Sharia was section 277, subsection 2, subsection E, 2E. Any question of Islamic personal law regarding a waqf, gift, will, or succession, where the endower, donor, testator, or deceased person is a Muslim. So additionally, right? So anyway, I'll leave that. Sharia. So it simply means that the military, Abdusalami Abubakar, that drafted this fake constitution for Nigeria, empowered the jihadists, the jihadism, the violence associated with this their own brand of Islam from the word go. And Nigerians were never allowed to even have a say on that constitution. Imagine a country that just started or probably like went for democracy. But the constitution of that democracy was written by the military, and the people, the government, the government that is going to rule in this their democracy would have no copy of this constitution. They just took the deal. Everybody jumped on it, and that's it. Since then, 26 years after, the criminal politicians in Nigeria, they've not actually grown the balls to write the first people's constitution in Nigeria. That is where those who want Sharia, it will be clearly stated and defined. You know what? Now the people of Zamfara and this and that said they wanted Sharia. Okay, here is what's going to happen. Let them tell us this system of government that they want for their region or for their and then they can insert Sharia into it. Do you get me now? And when it comes to the law of the general law, wherever, maybe that one will override the Sharia. This man said that the Sharia is not about anyone, but like I said, Sharia in your constitution has no power to send anybody to death, sentence anybody to death. But today we have two men who are standing trial, currently appealing the death sentence imposed on them by Sharia court in Kano. Isba. They were supposed to actually Isba law or Sharia law is to supersede that of Nigerian law, whereby Nigerians are told that they could run their businesses anywhere, legitimate businesses. But when you get to Kano, when you get to Zamfara, when you get to even to Kaduna, yes, Kaduna, you will see these green khaki wearing lunatics, okay, pretenders, going after legitimate businesses, destroying people's businesses, because Sharia frowned at alcohol. The hypocrites, most of them drug addicts, by the way, most of them drunkards too. But yet, once they start shouting this, their Isba, Sharia, they've destroyed billions, multi-billion naira worth of people's businesses and livelihood, with nobody to report to. They will just tell you that it's Sharia. No, you cannot bring alcohol. Yeah, you cannot. Hypocrites. So yeah, we've had people targeted, yes, by your supposed Sharia court. So if there's going to be any form of reform, it shouldn't be pushing or campaigning to impose it on anybody. You get what I mean? No, not us. But unfortunately, in this day and time, there is so much money. Yeah, so much money to push any agenda. But when the guy said that they were ready to die if America tried to stop Sharia law in Nigeria, I'm like, they don't even need America to stop Sharia law in Nigeria. What you need is just to write your new constitution, a new constitution. Whereby Zamfara and the rest of them, they will probably have something to bring to the table before they can say they want to put a religious law. You get what I mean? So they would negotiate that even in Zamfara and all other places where this atrocity, this religious madness is going on in northern Nigeria. They've brought nothing but poverty, destruction, displacement, out of school children, corruption. Yes, that's what the Sharia has brought upon northern Nigeria. The rest of Nigeria is now paying for it. So yeah, that deserves to be kind of like negotiated. If they want Sharia, Burkina Faso, or they can join their brothers in the Sahel. They should find their roots, give them their own space, their own country. And everybody, if Nashokoto say they want Sharia too, by all means, yes, they negotiate it. If their negotiation is that of this political Sharia, so also not Sahel long. You get what I mean? Their cousins and their people are there, Shah in Kong. They can turn and join them as another country. But they won't do that. That's the reason why they do not want to have a national conference that is indeed to talk about Nigeria, where everyone's interest will be addressed. If you want to have Oshugbo nation, if you want to have Oshugbo region, if you want to have Obatala region, or whatever you want to have, if you want to have Islamic Caliphate region, you can negotiate all of that. And everybody can just know where they are. There won't be any form of madness from any Fulani terrorist or anywhere to say because Allah told him, and he'll be shouting Allah Akbar, Logomosho, Koni Padasile. You get me what I mean? Because Ogbomoso won't be under this cover of this one Nigeria then. It will be the people of Ogbomoso themselves ready with their own Kalashnikov, AK-47 and the rest of that, right? So, tí wèrè kan bá ṣe bí wèrè kan tó pariwo Allahu Akbar kọjá border. Baba, why am killing penny now? Why am I So that kind of arrangement, you no go get any madness. They shout Allahu Akbar, ni border Ogbomoso. They no go swear for you where you go they shout Allahu Akbar on the hill of Enugu. You want to go cool down on it because there's nobody there to make Allahu Akbar illegal. You understand? Within few minutes, someone neutralize it, and that's exactly how it should be. So people go do their own day. But they don't want that. They want me and you to feel like we are the most powerful. Those who are killing us, they are very powerless. So we need to give them something. We need to at least feel sorry for them. And therefore, in a system so divided this way, people are not allowed to actually come out and say, this is what we want. This is how we want it. A group of people will group themselves together, make decisions that will affect millions of lives. And when people die, then the same group of people come together again to provide solution again. And their solutions have always been like leading to more death because they are not facing the real thing. If anybody is angry with Nigeria and the rest of that, the moment you turn your gun on the people, you have to separate the criminals from those who genuinely want something different. Sure, you get me now? So, but negotiating with the terrorists and trying to gaslight us and make us feel like we are the ones who are becoming Islamophobic, we're real. Just know that, you know. So yeah, let's see how far their Sharia will take them. One man that is like the Jehovah Witnesses, because they said the Jehovah Witnesses also don't celebrate birthdays, they don't celebrate all this your festive stuff, and it is simply because they are worldly things. The Shiites too, yeah, like the Jehovah Witness don't also vote. They don't recite national anthem. They don't. There's so many things that they don't do. Okay, and yeah, the Shiites too. They do not believe in election. They don't vote. They don't recite national anthem or anything or wherever it is. They are just on their own faith and belief. Even that man, Zakzaki, that Nigeria killed 4 of his own sons when Buratai the butcher. You remember Buratai the butcher, right? Yeah, that's the former chief of army staff under Bukwari that killed over 1,400 Nigerians, Shiites in Zaria, in Kaduna in 2015. They used their blood to wet the ground for Bukwari's genocidal government that would later, wreck Nigeria. Zaki's group, the Shiites, they were the first people to pay the price. And right now, the same Zakzaki is saying, you see all these killings, you see all these, they are politically sponsored. How do you think an ordinary cow herder is able to acquire all of these sophisticated weapons? This crisis is politically sponsored by the politicians. When the politicians are ready to end it, they will end it. They didn't say much. Zakzaki.
Yeah, thank you very much for this question. This security problem was actually created. And it was created by those in authority. And if they want to stop it today, they will stop it because they are the ones engineering it. How comes bush people who have been known to be cattle rearers, how come they have guns? Where do they come? These guns come from? How come those people they call bandits, they have armored vehicles, including tankers in the bush, and they call them terrorists or enemies? How come they have it? If it is in Maiduguri, where did the tankers pass? Is this they came from the earth or they came through? Where did they get the tankers? You have to every sane person know that the authorities are behind this insecurity. If they want to stop it today, they can stop it. All right. Now, by inviting those who are perpetrators of this, they will make it more aggressive. They are inviting the U.S., which is very clearly it is behind all these so-called terrorist organizations. It is behind. U.S. created Boko Haram. The U.S. is funding Boko Haram. U.S. creates what they call ISWA. They created ISIS. They create Daesh. They confess it openly. All right? I don't need to give you proof because they have said it themselves. They are behind it. They said that they will use terrorism to conquer Africa. Now you invite them to be a remedy for what they have been the cause. What do you expect? Mass killing of most innocent people. All right? And they will come not for security, but to steal our resources. You see them in where there is gold, oil, gas, and other resources. You will see that that's where the security problem is. And that's where they will protect Christians. They will protect Christians in Zamfara and Katsina, where there is gold. You see them there protecting Christians. They will protect Christians in extreme northeast, where there are rare earths. They come for that, and they will create havoc. So if the government wants this insecurity to stop today, they will stop it because they are the ones doing it. No fool nobody can, unless you want to be a fool. You have to understand that the Nigerian government is behind all this insecurity, previous and present.
Àmọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ gbé kalẹ̀ yìí ó dàbí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹni tí ọpọlọ rẹ̀ yòrò tàbí ẹni tí Ọlọ́run fi síbi aláṣà àwọn ọpọlọ rẹ̀ bí ọpọlọ ikú ó jọ má bẹ́ẹ̀ tọpọlọ rẹ̀ ò tó nǹkan rárá tàbí ètò wà ń bẹ kó má tiẹ̀ wúlò má rárá.
I mean, it's a roller coaster sort of like a convo, right? So when it first started, then they go into the middle. Then it went straight like to America and all of that. Then it came back and it was like, the government is behind it. So yeah, Cham said she believes in. So it's not really out of place. But Zakzaki is only kind of like at the crossroad with other Sufi Wahhabism, kind of like Islam. Zakzaki is Shiite, I feel like than Shia, okay, and their own